Hey guys, I'm Ubiru and welcome back to a vlog series of some kind, I guess. I'm not really sure what to call it. This series will primarily be me talking about topics with World of Warships, with World of Tanks, with Wargaming and Gaijin, and just general game sort of topics in general. So we have a couple of topics today. The first one is about the mods in World of Warships. So many of you may have heard of this performance increasing modification for World of Warships. For those that haven't heard of this mod, it basically is a red marker to show you where to shoot on your ship. As soon as you go down the sights, as soon as you aim on the target, it shows you a big red marker of where to shoot in order to get maximum damage on the enemy ship. This of course can end up in huge amounts of damage, huge amounts of citadel hits, which is the weakest part of the ship. If you manage to hit the citadel in World of Warships and penetrate, you can do a huge amount of damage. I think you push towards the maximum damage of your guns. With battleships, it's something like 12,000 damage per shell, and with smaller ships, it's something like 6,000 damage. Usually when firing at an enemy from long distance, you would usually fire a ranging shot, which would be just one shot from one turret, to work out where to adjust your aim and to fire and effectively hit the target next time. But with the use of this modification, there's no need for that. It's just hit the target perfectly every time. You don't learn how to shoot the target, it does it for you. So this mod is almost a carbon copy of War Thunder's arcade mode, where it shows you a marker where to shoot. That relies upon the target's current speed and angle. It predicts where you should shoot in order to get maximum damage. So I'm going to go out and say now that I am against this mod. I feel that it spoils the game for others. Using this program, or any mod for that matter, to make you perform better than others, should be regarded as cheating. So despite the controversy with this modification, it has actually been a part of the game for a long time in the code. This was actually active in the early alpha test, to teach people how to fire on ships effectively. It was later taken down, and then pushing up to the early beta, it was gone completely, except the fact it was hidden in the system files. This modification unlocks that so that it can be used in the closed beta. So as you would think, this modification has caused a large backlash in the Wargaming forums. A lot of people complaining about this mod, the unfair advantage it gives those that actually use it. It's by no means ethical, in my opinion, to use this on the live server. So the best thing Wargaming can do now is take it down, and that's what they're about to do. So Wargaming are doing multiple changes in 0.3.1, mostly with the increase in American battleships and other ships, including the Japanese carriers, but also they're changing their architecture because of this modification. This change in architecture, the change in code, will render this modification, the Aimmod, utterly useless. However, this will affect other legitimate modifications, such as the UI-based mods like Aslan's mod or other UI-based mods. But fortunately, the devs will offer support and collaboration to the responsible mod makers, so their mods will remain working. So I suspect I have been subject to this mod a couple of times. It's kind of hard to say whether it's a good shot or a modification, but being hit for 8 to 10,000 damage within one broadside is a bit fishy. So I was playing my Fuso, I had full health, I was near another enemy Fuso, they did their broadside, and boom, I was practically dead. It did seem very odd at the time. I didn't suspect it of being a mod or cheat, because I didn't know of the Aimbot at that time, but thinking back to it now, it probably was. It's just a shame that people choose this modification instead of actually going into the game and learning how to aim manually. After a while in the game, after 500 games or so, you actually understand how the game works and how to lead your shots correctly. This mod tells you where to shoot every time perfectly, which is not indicative of how to shoot in the real game because of people going different speeds and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to when this modification is taken down in 0.3.1, which should be this week or next week, hopefully. It's not fair to those who play the game normally. The next topic really to talk about is the retirement of the beloved TOG 2. Now, more ship than tank, the TOG 2 has been a reliant beast throughout its course of World of Tanks, up to the point where, unfortunately, last week, it has been retired. So unfortunately, the TOG 2 can no longer be purchased in the store and in the in-game tech tree. It's been a fantastic tank in its long duration in World of Tanks. The only option of it being available in the future, similar to that of the Type 59, which was the renowned Chinese Tier 8 premium tank. The tank is no longer available in the store or the tech tree, but if you already purchased the TOG 2 prior to the 9.7 update, you can still play it. It will be in your garage. Now, this isn't the end completely for the TOG 2. The Type 59 lurks here and there along with the KV5 in the store. So if you're ever interested in the TOG 2 and you haven't purchased it, Unfortunately, you can't purchase it now, but in the store when it's a special event, like Easter or Christmas, hopefully they'll put it back on the store for you to purchase then. And a side note is, of course, I will note when the TOG 2 will become available again in the future. The TOG 2 may not have been the easiest tank to play, but it's a special tank. It's the only trench warfare tank in World of Tanks. The TOG 2 was a fantastic tank in World of Tanks. A tier 6 tank getting preferential matchmaking constantly against tier 4 and tier 5s. Very fun to play in platoons. It has a huge amount of health, very fast, high penetration, 17-pounder gun. It may have been one of the slowest tanks in the game, but it was definitely one of the funnest. And the last thing really to talk about today is, do you like this setup of a vlog? Do you like me talking about topics about games? I can change the format slightly. I can do 3 topics ranging from sort of 10 minutes to maybe up to half an hour long. World of Warships, Wargaming, Gaijin, general things like that. I also have a video coming out a bit later on today which reflects the Sherman Calliope. The Sherman Calliope, which is now released in War Thunder. The special thing about the Calliope is that it has 60 rockets. It's basically a form of artillery, which is a first in War Thunder. It's massively overpowered in my opinion, but it's really fun to play. It does cost quite a lot of money, which I'll get to in the video, but in my opinion, it's worth it. So let me know in the comment section below, guys, what you think of this video, if you'd like to see more of this sort of thing in the future. Just a little bit of a test today. And I'll finish up today, guys, with an ode to the TOG 2. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.